Street Chapel, Unitarian Church. This is what it's all about. There's the website. Keith Juice-Up, community report. I'm here now at the here's Mike now.
Yeah.
He's just explaining to me now.
This is a booklet, a pamphlet that we produced, which gives a complete history of the Cuban Revolution from before the revolution.
Right.
The way people took power for themselves, away from the despots, and what's happened since the revolution. It throws a lie to all the media, the Western media, which tells such lies about Cuba.
Brainwashing, isn't it?
That's right. So this gives all the answers.
Right.
It also speaks about how ALBA has developed. That's the alternative to the US hegemony, which was invented by Hugo Chavez of Venezuela, in conjunction with Cuba and Bolivia, Ecuador. All these countries, Honduras, they're all joined together now, and this is what this is about.
We need to join them, don't we? Really?
Yeah, and this is, and this, as I say.
And how much is this?
This is only £3.50, which is very, very good value.
Amazing for what you get in there.
It is indeed, yeah.
There we go, sir.
Thank you. I'll give you.
Thanks very much. £3.50, a bargain. What's that buy you? A packet of fags these days. Do you know what I mean? Educate yourselves. See what's really going on. Forget the sun. There you go, that'll do.
Welcome everybody to this meeting that's been organised by Rock Around the Blockade. My name's Bob. I'm a member of Rock Around the Blockade and the Revolutionary Communist Group here in Manchester. I'm sort of chairing the meeting. We're privileged today to have as our main speaker Rafael Ramos, who is a student leader, a member of the PSUV, which is the United Socialist Party of Venezuela. He's from Caracas. He will be giving the main speech this afternoon, the main talk. His speech will be translated by Maura, who we thank for arranging this meeting, for arranging his visit. And she's a student at Manchester University. The other speaker will be Sam Ray, who will be speaking for Rock Around the Blockade this afternoon. There's also, we're going to be filming the speeches. Keith here has got a camera, he's going to be filming. If anybody objects to being filmed, just probably best bet is sitting at the back and letting Keith know you don't want to be appearing on the film. His main point of being here is to film the speeches, really. Rafael here will speak for around about 40 minutes. He has a PowerPoint projection which will aid people in understanding what his point is that he's getting across. Sam will speak for about 10 to 15 minutes. We'll then have questions, answers, discussion, etc. We can stay in this room till about 5 o'clock. What I propose is probably, depending on how the discussion and questions are going, we can take a break about 3:30, and then for those people that want to continue, we can stay here till 5 o'clock-ish. Obviously, if it dries up before then, we'll finish before then. Right, just before then, Rafael begins his speech, his talk. I just want to sort of set this meeting in some sort of political context. The meeting comes at an important time for events in Venezuela. Nearly 2 weeks ago, on the 13th of April, there was a massive demonstration in Caracas. It celebrated the 8th anniversary of the defeat of the coup attempt in 2002 against Chavez. On that demonstration 2 weeks ago was the first mass public mobilization of the new People's Militia in Venezuela. These are armed civilians mobilised to defend the revolution. And Chavez spoke during that the rally at the end about how now is the time to deepen the revolution, how now is the time to push forward with the nationalisation process that's taking place in Venezuela. So there is a deepening of the revolutionary process taking place in Venezuela at the moment. In September, there will be elections in Venezuela to the National Assembly, and the PSUV needs to get a majority in that assembly to push forward this revolutionary process. In the run-up to the election, there will be increasing attempts by imperialism to undermine and discredit Chavez and the revolution. And these attempts will range from outright sabotage and physical attack and assassinations in Venezuela, supported and funded by imperialism, to the continual attacks in the media in countries such as Britain. So people that read, for instance, The Guardian regularly will see that the main Latin American correspondent in The Guardian always denigrates what's going on in Venezuela, along with the other revolutionary processes that are taking place in Latin America, for instance in Cuba, Bolivia. There are always continued attacks in The Guardian. So for us here, to listen to the authentic voice of the revolution is an important way to break through the lies and distortions of the imperialist media. And that's why we're so privileged that Rafael is here today to be able to speak to us, and why we want to take forward from today what he has told us into developing and building solidarity movement with the liberation movements in Latin America, solidarity with the process for socialism in Latin America. Because for us, when we endure over the next couple of weeks the farce of what is called the general election in this country, Rafael's presentation will be educational in presenting how the struggle for real workers' democracy is being carried out and how a real revolutionary process is developing. So, with no further ado, I'd like to welcome Rafael to his presentation.